Au naturel. Okay. Amazing. My shoulders are dripping in. I was about to say sweat, but dripping in water because I just washed my hair. Washed my hair probably the second time in 3 days because the first time I did it, it was very humid outside and it frizzed the fuck out, and I wasn't very happy with it, so I just redid it. But yeah, so there are actually a few topics that I want to cover, and I'm like, which one do I start with? Which one do I start with? Okay, let's start with that one. I wanted to talk about combining different worlds together. I think that this is something that I'm currently navigating and have tried to navigate in the past, but I think that I'm making some really good momentum, and so yeah, I really wanted to talk about that. And the other day I was at a cafe with like two people that I met in the hostel, and we were just vibing, you know, talking, having a really, really good time. And I just finished 3 hours teaching in the morning, and I was gonna like chill with them for a bit and then do some creative stuff and then do teaching in the evening. But we were just having such juicy conversations, and we were just bouncing off each other. You know, one person would tell a story and then the other person would be like, oh my God, I have like, I want to add to that, I want to add to this, and I want to know more about this. And we were having a fucking good time. And this goes back to a previous video that I made about how sometimes I can be so fixated on working because I'm like, no, working is important. I need to make more money. I want to travel. I want to go here, or I want to feel a bit more comfortable throughout this journey of moving around, and I need more money. So I'm gonna just focus on my work, and I can't spend too much time chilling out with people at the hostel or chilling out with people that I meet. And you know, the first hour I was like, okay, I'm just gonna give this an hour and then I'm gonna do my work. And then it was like past 1 hour, coming up to an hour and a half, and I was like, fuck, I need to do some work, but I'm really enjoying this conversation. And I've had this feeling before of being torn between, I'm really enjoying myself, this is so valuable, you know, all the things that they're talking about is great. It's not just like drama and gossip, but it's a lot of life experiences and sharing each other's mindsets and what they're navigating through in terms of life, relationships, work, travel, all of those things. You know, nothing's like been uncovered. Yeah. Yeah, nothing's been like left unsaid, right? So we're just talking about everything. And yeah, so I've experienced it several times, but this time I was like, I think this time, I don't know, maybe I had a little like space or a little window in my perspective where I was like, okay, these don't have to be separate worlds. These worlds can so be combined together, and it really just depends on how you see it and what you want to do with it and how you think you can make it like make it work in what you're doing, you know. And then from there I had two ideas, and I wanted to, so there was a guy and a girl, and the guy, I remember he said something and when we were speaking, and basically like this guy has like a ton of job experience. He's about 35, and he's had like tons of different jobs in a ton of different professions. He's been a pianist, a pilot, a fashion show coordinator. He's been an actor, acted along Brad Pitt and Russell Crowe, like a teacher, like he's done everything. And I think when he said that, that was like an instant like, whoa. Like, one, this guy is just able to put his foot into so many different professions. And two, he's so comfortable with allowing himself to be seen in so many different ways. And I was like, I can definitely learn from this guy. You know, there is so much information that, like, I just want to know how he feels comfortable about it. Like, how does he see it? How does he do it? What's his way of going about it? You know, what's his perspective? And for me right now, I'm like, there are tons of different things I want to do. And I'm like, no, Dana, you can't do all these things. You know, it's doesn't make sense, or it's too much. But yeah, for some reason I have just like a lot of shame and guilt around just trying to do several different things at the same time. And I think part of me knows that it can work, but a lot of my struggle is like, no, I don't think that this is gonna work. But it's like, I don't want to do it any other way. I want to be able to have so many things going on that are super exciting and very stimulating, and it's all parts of me and what I love and what I can do and what I'm capable of. So yeah, hearing him say that, I was like, this guy is my mirror. And I previously did a video on this kind of like creative struggle, or like creative conflict and the blocks I've been going through, and I was like, fuck, I can so do an interview with him, as in like filling in the process, like how do you navigate and how do you overcome kind of creative blocks like this. And he's, you know, he's just doing shit. So I think that's great for me. Yeah, so I was like, okay, that's one thing. And I've like, on my travels, I've come across a lot of people that I love talking to and have sparked inspiration and motivation and just so much insight. And I'm like, fuck, I want to video this person, but I don't know. Like, I want to interview them. I want to share more about their mindset and their perspective and how they see things and how that can help fill the gap of worry or fear or doubt that some other people could be experiencing, like myself. So yeah, and before I was like, well, I don't know how to navigate this. I don't know how I want to present it. And when I was in China, I started a Chengdu version, which is the city that I lived in China, a Chengdu version of Humans of New York, and I loved it. I went around interviewing a lot of foreigners on why they came to China, what their experience has been, and like how they see China, if they see China being in their future. And I really, really enjoyed that. That's what I did alongside being a full-time kindergarten teacher. And it brought me a lot of joy. I loved meeting the people and having conversations with them. We would spend like 2-3 hours talking, walking around the city. I'd take their photo and they'd send me their story, or, you know, I just have a chit chat with them there and we'd do their story on the spot. But I loved it, and I would love to do my own version of that in some kind of way. And I feel like I figured that out. I really do. I feel like traveling and moving about and just connecting the stories that I've come across and the people that I've come across with whatever I've got going on at the moment, because it always happens to me. As I said before in another video, whenever I have a problem, whenever I'm stuck or I'm struggling with something, at that same moment I will come across someone and we'll have a conversation, just a random conversation, and they will say something that's directly linked to whatever I'm struggling, and it's directly linked, like it's given me the answer of like how to move forwards and how to overcome this thing. And I would love to share that process more, and connect the dots on so many different things that people might be struggling with, or like wanting more information on. So I was like, wow, fuck, that is me combining these two worlds together. Me traveling, wanting to interview and talk to people and know more of their stories, but also me connecting whatever I've got going on in my mindset and the struggles that I might be going through, and finding my answer in people that I meet along the way as I travel. And I was like, whoa, ding, ding, ding. And which feels so good. It just feels so much easier. I don't feel like I'm being pulled in so many different directions. It feels easy. It feels easy. It feels easy because I do it anyway. So why don't I just bring it together, you know? And so I feel so happy about that, you know? And another one is that we were also talking to a girl, and I think this girl is like gorgeous. And I was like, I'd love to take some photos of her around. I'd just love to take some photos of her. And that also combines my passion for fashion and photography and styling and travel. So when I was creating a mood board for maybe what looks I was going for and kind of like angles and colors and stuff like that, I came across a photo on Pinterest that was like this girl, and she was just holding a coconut and just very like high fashion, natural, but also just like in the streets of South America holding a coconut. And I was like, that's pretty sexy. So, and then I was like, okay, well, it makes sense. I can so combine photography and fashion with travel, you know? And so I'm on a high, a bit of a buzz. Yeah, today I did the photo shoot with the girl and it was so good. Like, it was so good. And also, you know, I'm learning how to navigate these things. Like learning how to, like, if I want to interview people, how do I navigate asking someone? How do I navigate arranging it, and navigate the direction of the interview? And if I'm taking photos of someone, it's like, yeah, you know, today was a bit of a struggle, and I didn't want to seem like a pest, but she wasn't very good at them. Yeah, she wasn't very like prompt at following up. Like if I'd message her and be like, okay, what time are you free tomorrow? What day is good? What do you think about this idea? And you know, I'm the type of person that's like, I don't want to keep asking, because, you know, for me, maybe it's an indication that she doesn't want to do it, even though I keep asking, like, if you don't want to do it, it's okay. And she's like, yeah. But I really think she's just one of those people that needs to be like constantly like reminded. And yeah, so that was really interesting. Just like navigating that and navigating, like, you know, getting I was like, okay, 4 o'clock, let's do this. I'd go downstairs and like 4 o'clock, she's like still on her laptop. I'm like, are you ready? When are you gonna go get ready? And yeah, just a lot of lessons to learn, a lot of lessons to learn. Like, if this is what I want to do, how do I do it? How do I navigate it? How do I communicate with people in a proactive, efficient way, but also like not being annoying and not being like, and yeah, being gentle around it, you know, and not being bossy, because at the end of the day, they're doing me a favor. So I'm super grateful for meeting those two guys, and that they were so up for collaborating and being a core piece to my ideas and the development of my ideas and my creative career. So yeah, I feel so good. As I said before, I took the photos of her today and I was like, fuck yes, this makes sense. And on my way home, I just felt like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. This is my life. It makes so much sense. It feels so good. I'm good at it, you know? And everything is like coming together. It's so surreal. So surreal. And yeah, so I'm super excited about that. And I think, you know, one thing, for a long time, I never wanted to say that I wanted to be a creative, or I wanted to pursue a creative career. Because people would always ask me, like, what do you want to do? And I would just get so overwhelmed and just so annoyed at myself and confused, because I didn't know how to verbally express it, you know, because it's not just one thing. Like, yeah, I want to write, but I also want to do photography and fashion, and I want to travel, and I want to tell my stories, and I want to tell other people's stories or share other people's stories. And there isn't a title for all of that, and I don't even know what specific titles go under all those categories, because I'm still figuring out what my approach is, what my style is, you know, what my angle is. So, but I think now, the more I move towards it, the more I'm getting an idea of what I'm doing and what it looks like and how to define it, which is super cool. So yeah, I wanted to talk about that in terms of combining different worlds together. It's so possible, but you have to be open to seeing that it's possible. And I think that's why I'm hitting this state of flow, because I've been open to seeing that it's possible, because I've chosen to see that it's possible. And when I chose to see that it's possible, I'm like, yeah, I can do this and I can do that, and that makes sense, and I was like, well, the answers were right in front of me the whole time, but I needed to be open to seeing that, open to bringing all those things together, open to knowing that I was capable, that I am capable of achieving all these things and bringing these things together and making them make sense. And you know, I also think that when I was taking photos of that girl today, you know, it was like one hurdle after another hurdle. Like, you know, after I was like getting her ready, but I was just, you know, with her, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna go downstairs, and she's like, no, you can chill with me. I'm like, I don't want to seem like I'm rushing you. And she's like, no, don't worry, it's probably good, you know. So we left she was like ready an hour and 15 minutes later after like the initial time that we sat. And then she's like, oh, I'm gonna sit down and eat. And I was like, oh my God. And I was really worried about the sun setting, and so it was like crunch time, because tomorrow she's leaving the hostel and I wanted to get photos before the sunset. So we had like an hour left, and I was like, oh, is this gonna work? It's not gonna work. Is this gonna work? It's not gonna work. You know, over the days I've been messaging her and be like, what do you think about this? And I've had to like follow up. And I really think all of that was a test of commitment. Like, are you going to commit to this? Are you going to handle this, or are you going to give up? And I'm glad that I kept going every day. Just like, hey, what do you think? What about this day? What about this time? Are you ready? Can you do your hair like this? And as I said before, it was a real challenge, because now I'm like, how do I communicate with her in terms of styling her, in terms of hair, makeup, angles, location? I don't want to be rude, but I need to be assertive and direct. And and she's like super excited, and can we do this, and can we do that, can we do that? And I'm like, okay, well, how do I navigate this? Yeah, if she wants to take some photos here and this way, cool, let's do that. But let's balance it out with staying on track of kind of like what ideas and vision I have, but still being open. Because there are some things that she suggested, and I was like, wow, fuck yeah, great idea. This looks amazing. So much to learn, and I feel good. Like today, I'm like, yeah, more. I want to do more. So I'm super excited, and things are coming together. Things are making sense. I feel like I'm surfing. Like it just feels so good. And it's just like click. And that feels really, really good. And I think despite, I'm not worrying so much about, like I'm not focused so much on the fear, the fear of how am I gonna make money through this, and when am I gonna make money through this, and how much money I'm gonna make through this. And I'm just focused on, I'm enjoying this. These are the skills that I have. This is what I'm good at. This is all the inspiration and information that's around me. And yeah, let's put it together. Why not? And before, I'd always stop myself and say, well, what's the point? It doesn't make sense. What's the purpose? Why are you doing it? So it's crazy how it's like a quantum leap. Like my mind's just completely transformed. There's less resistance and so much more doing. Today was a great day for action. So much action. Like today, I moved into my own room in the hostel, which is great. Like 2 weeks sharing a bunk is a challenge. There is a lot of tension, a lot of energy. It's really hard to work. And I don't really feel great sharing a bunk. I feel like mental health wise goes down, just because I'm not keeping and maintaining with my practice, which is my own fault. But I struggle to maintain my practice when I'm sharing a room with other people and I have a tiny amount of space to meditate, to do tarot, to just like, I just like need space to expand, to just listen to loud music, to express my emotions freely and authentically, and in whatever way that suits me. If I need to cry, if I need to scream, if I scream in anger or joy or frustration, I need to let those things out. And having my space, my own space, is so great for that. And I think when I was growing up, I got an older brother and 3 sisters. I never had my own space, and any time that I would express my emotions, that was always shut down by my mom, and now it's so much better over time. I feel more comfortable speaking to my mom about my emotions. But yeah, when I was younger, it was a struggle, so I kept a lot of things in, which is very, very unhealthy. So yeah, having my own space is where it's at. So a day of action, moved into my own room. I applied for my New Zealand visa. Thank God, finally. I was thinking the other day, in my mind, I was waiting for things to be right, for me to start making money through creative outlets before I approached going to New Zealand. And I had a day of like, why are you waiting, Dana? Like, what the fuck are you waiting for? And you can take action now with what you've got. Like, I might not have enough money right now for a flight, but I have enough money to apply for my visa. And I mean, I should have done this like 3 months ago. But yeah, today I was like, fuck it, we're doing it. It's one step closer, you know, it's showing that I want to go to New Zealand. It's showing that I'm committed to going to New Zealand. And yeah, and you know, the tourist visa takes 72 hours to process or more. Mine took 3 minutes. And I was like, wow, this whole time you were delaying it, doubting it, fearing it, and all it took was 3 minutes. The process as well literally took 2 minutes. And it's like, you know, fear is a lie, such a big fat lie. And I'm really good. That was good. That was like proof that I needed today. Proof that I don't need to be as scared as I have been. And things aren't that difficult. They're really not that difficult. And if I want something, I have to take action with whatever I've got, you know, big action, small action, whatever type of action it is, I just need to do it. And I need to stop thinking that I'm stuck. Stop thinking that I have to wait, because I don't have to. I don't have to, and that feels good. So yeah, and what else? I took those photos with that girl. And I'm pretty sure there's another thing that I did. Maybe taking this video was another form of action, which it is. So yeah, today feels really, really good. I'm creating change, you know, momentum. So I'm excited. And I'm so excited to have my own space, to get back on my practice, to get back into meditation, because what's really interesting is that nothing is perfect, which is like such a cliche saying, but even though I'm making a lot of great progress in my career, all these ideas are coming together and I feel more confident and I feel more in a state of flow. There are other parts of my life where I don't feel so great in. And it's like, yeah, even though this is great and I'm grateful for this and I'm intrigued and I'm curious and excited to see what's gonna happen in the next few days or weeks, months, there are other things that feel like they're deteriorating. And I know that getting back on my practice of daily meditation, and what's quite nice is I don't have to journal as much as I used to. I would journal like maybe an hour, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours a day, which can be pretty exhausting. But I really needed it as a cleanse, a detox, mentally, emotionally, and doing these videos are so great for that. So I can just do a half an hour video, which would be the equivalent to a 5-hour journaling session. So that's really good that I've been able to be more efficient in that way. But yeah, it's like, you know, nothing is perfect. And with I was speaking to someone the other day, well, actually this morning, and when I first met her, I was like, oh my god, she's just like so bubbly. She's like such a spark, always smiling, always laughing, open mind, open heart. And I was thinking like, God, I wish I was more like that, but I'm so serious about work and I'm so worried about it, and I just want to feel lighter. I want to feel more open to the world and more open to people. I think I used to feel like that when I was a bit younger, but And maybe I did feel like that last year when I was traveling. And I think now I'm like navigating traveling and working and changing careers and earning more money and so much that I'm a bit more closed off. But I was like, yeah, God, like she's also a mirror to the type of energy that I want to embody. And then today she was like, you know, I feel like I'm slightly depressed, like every day. I was like, whoa, I never would have read that or expected that from you. And it's crazy, right? We just really don't know what's going on in anyone's lives. And everything is, yeah, up and down, up and down, up and down. But we're just trying our best to find stability in all the crazy things that go on in lives and all the things that we have to juggle. Mate, life is actually hard. Sometimes I don't think it is. Sometimes I think it's just a big fat game and something that we really come to learn how to navigate and to grow from and to grow through. And then I'm just like, nah, this is fucking hard. This is like, yeah, this is hard. And it is. It really is. But I think there's so much beauty in it. And at the end of the day, it's perspective.